Okay, y'all, I'm going to try to make these pretzels. I got my yeast mixture, one packet of yeast, and a 115-degree cup of water. Y'all, this was a mess. A total mess, but stay tuned till the end and you'll see I figured it out. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Go figure, I would have thought brown sugar for these pretzels, but there you have it. 2 3/4 cups of flour. Now this is the kicker, y'all, and a little bit of salt. I put a little bit of salt in there. So anyway, I'm getting my flour in there, and it says to mix it up 2 cups and then to put the 3/4 cup, but you may not need it. So here I am getting my dough hook on there. Y'all, you need the flour. So anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, this doesn't feel right, but that's what the recipe calls for. Y'all, it was so funny. Just wait. I laughed and laughed. Here I am putting some more flour in it like it calls for. Totally thinking if I go by the recipe, it'll turn out. Okay, so mixing that up. Then I get my greased bowl and I put the dough in it. Well, look at this, y'all. You can see. I'm still thinking, this don't seem right. Is this right? Oh my gosh, I'm talking to my little granddaughter because she was here and she kept saying, it needs more flour. And I kept saying, no, it calls for 2 3/4 cups. So anyway, greasing that, putting my dough in there and putting some saran wrap over it. Y'all, look at this dough. Anyway, putting some saran wrap over it and let it rise for 20 minutes. That's supposed to be all it takes, 20 minutes to let it rise. And like I said, I've always wanted to make these. I love soft pretzels. Okay, so anyway, like I said, put the saran wrap over it, put a clean cup tail on it, and put it in a warm, dry place to let it rise. Just 20 minutes, y'all. That's all it takes, and that is true. It only took 20 minutes, and it did rise, and then you're supposed to punch it down to get all the air bubbles out of it. But y'all, I want you to see this. It made the biggest mess. I thought, I'm never going to make these pretzels again because I had it in my head. Oh, this is a 20, it takes 20 minutes to rise. It won't take any time to do that dough. Cut it out. And I can always make these for the kids for like movie night or when they come over and want a snack. Well, I want you to look at here. Look at this, y'all. Look at this mess. And I'm still thinking to myself, well, this don't seem right. Y'all, I ended up just throwing this dough away and starting over. So this will be my second time I, tried this. Still came out sticky. Look at my hands, y'all. Then Vera comes along. This is my second batch, y'all. Look at it, still. How do I cut these into pretzels? How? Vera comes along. She's looked at it. She didn't even want no part of it. She left. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try again. And, I guess I'll just put some flour. It says do not put flour on your cutting board because too much flour will ruin them. Well, look at this. I tried it without the flour. Look at that. There's no way you can make pretzels out of that dough. But I'm giving it the old college try. And y'all, look at me. I'm still confused. So I'm thinking, well, and my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, she's telling me, she's telling me, Granny, put some flour on your cutting board. It's got to have flour. And I'm telling her, no, it says do not flour your cutting board. Well, I'm standing here trying to pick this dough off my hands. and wondering how in the world am I going to shape it into pretzels. So anyway, I decided, okay, I'm going to try to put some flour on there. Look at this. This is clay, y'all. You can't even do clay with it. It's so sad. No, really, it was so funny. We laughed and we laughed. So I put some flour on my cutting board, and now I'm trying to figure out how do you make a pretzel shape. As you can see, I don't know how. Y'all look at this pretzel. Yeah, so here comes another one. I'm still not going to give up, y'all. I'm just not. This is my second batch. I'm not giving up. Still trying to make a pretzel shape out of this sticky dadgum dough. All right, there they are. Here I'm still trying. Like I said, the baby didn't even want to be a part of this. She didn't think this looked appetizing at all. But anyway, I go ahead and bake them in a 450-degree oven. And this is how they turned out. Just big old blobs. But they tasted good. Still, I'm not going to give up. This can't be right. Plot twist. I can't get them in the shape. I might have to keep trying. But, as you can see, they look like just big blobs. Make them in 450-degree oven. They're crunchy on the outside. Texture's great on the inside. I've just got to figure out how to twist them and twirl them. But anyway, stay tuned. Okay, so here's the next day, y'all. I get up and I've got it. I've got to add more flour. There's no way that dough is right. So instead of 2 3/4 cups, I put 4 cups of flour, y'all. 4 cups of flour. And this is just regular all-purpose flour. Cut your dough in half and then cut 4 even pieces, which, I just eyeball it. So as you can see, it's so much easier to handle. My hands aren't sticky. I can roll this out. So you're supposed to roll it out like this, roll it out in a string, and then you put it in a horseshoe shape, I figured out, and then you crisscross them. I am not even going to begin to try to explain how to make a pretzel shape because I know all of y'all are smarter than I am and can do it. But I mean, it looks better than it did yesterday. It looks somewhat like a pretzel, as you can see here. Y'all, bless my heart, bless my heart. But anyway, this first one didn't turn out too good. But as you can see, I keep trying because I'm not going to give up. There's no way I'm going to give up. And I finally get them to look like they're halfway pretzels. I mean, after a while, I do it. And at least they look better than they did yesterday. And the dough's not sticking all to my cutting board and making a big old mess. So that's progress. I'm going to put that in the win column. And I get them all cut out. I put them on my baking sheet. And I put parchment paper on my baking sheet, y'all. And then I just took a stick of butter and rubbed it all on the parchment sheet so they wouldn't stick to that. Then I get me 4 cups of water boiling and 1/4 cup of baking soda. Now, this is an important step, y'all, because they won't turn out with the texture you want them if you don't give them this baking soda bath. So I dip them all, take a slotted spoon. I started with a spatula, but then I decided a slotted spoon works easier. And just dip them in the baking soda bath for 30 seconds. Take them out, put them on your parchment sheet lined cookie sheet. Be sure and drain them pretty good. And then, like I said, 450-degree oven. Get that preheated while you're doing all of this. And then get you some salt. And it says pretzel salt. Did not have any pretzel salt. And by this time, I am committed So I just get my pink Himalayan salt. It tasted just fine, y'all. Sprinkle it on all your pretzels. Put them in that 450-degree oven for 20 minutes. And look at here. Look at this with some mustard or cheese sauce. Y'all, I did it. I did it. That just goes to show you, not everything turns out on the first try, but we got to try new things and we can't give up. Just keep on trying. We can do it. And trust your gut. 2 3/4 cups of flour's not enough. Use 4 cups. All right, y'all. 3rd time's the charm. Just goes to show you, try something. Even if you don't get it right the first time, try again. And we got it right. So they were delicious. I urge you to try this recipe. I got it off Pinterest, but it called for 2 1/4 cups of flour. Y'all, that dough was just too sticky. So, so I did 4 cups of flour this time, and it seems to work out good. Anyway, they're so good. It's something I've always wanted to try. So I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, share with all your friends, subscribe, and come back and see me next week. Bye-bye.